And welcome back to the good, the crazy, the ugly, where I, Wes, in the tattoo industry, and Nate, not in the tattoo industry,
Right.
review 6 tattoos. So without further ado, let's get cracking. We are going to start with the good.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought
Nice
both
color.
these, yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
both
Especially
these.
the calves are incredible.
I love the fact too, like each leg on its own is awesome, but then paired next to each other where it's similar symmetry.
Yeah.
I love the simple palette. The
Yeah.
images just pop. Like that's just what I think people don't know if you're not in the industry is that tattoo is super fucking hard to pull off because of the limited palette and the simple designs that the balance required. You could easily get too much black or too much yellow or too much red
Yeah.
that um, lots of times people think traditional is easy because it's like, oh, it's just bold lines and simple shading and it's a simple color palette. When in reality, if that's not your forte, um, like if I was doing something like that, I would probably have to do 3 or 4 different color studies to make sure I didn't fuck up the color balance and the texture balance.
Yeah. The I think it's, I don't know if that's Mary or not. But the one calf that has the kind of photo of it with the red and the yellow, it just is so bright. That just seems like it would be really hard, especially to get it that deep. Like I've got some yellow on mine and like it looks good, but that is really, really, really solid.
Yeah, yeah, and and it might have been a tweak pass on that too to get it super
Yeah.
solid. But that thing is, don't let the simplicity folks fool you. That was an insanely difficult design to uh, lay out and execute and have it that fucking tight.
I also appreciate the symmetry of it, like just across the board, like everything looks really even. Like
Mm-hmm.
even the little decoration and the little like they almost look like scales, but it's just that whatever they're doing to make that get texture, it's really really even across the board.
Yeah, this person knocked it out of the park again. We've got it was posted by probably a host Instagram page, but we've got the tattooer's name down there, so give them a follow.
Yep.
Next up, I love this octopus. Again, let's go to color palette. Completely different.
Yeah.
Anytime you put green and pink together, I fucking love it. It looks so goddamn good together. But again, this very tricky. Could have easily botched the color palette. Nailed it. It's subtle, but the line weight difference I think adds huge value to this tattoo. This thing's just rad.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of pink either. Like I think that's one of the first times I've seen a lot of pink used as like a focus color in the tattoo. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But then with the blues and the greens, it really helps set off those pinks and yellows. Just a pinch of brown in there, which could have been dangerous because it's not really in any other place, but they put it in just enough so that it's balanced. Yeah. This tattoo, obviously, awesome flow.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
That's a super cool one.
Let's go on to the crazy.
Yikes.
First one, Billy White. He's a Central Ohio guy. I think he's in Zanesville. He's definitely a traditional tattooer. Fucking knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
But Pharaoh's horses on the cheek. I mean, I guess if you have your whole forehead and chin done, what's the cheek? But
Right. Yeah.
I was like, that could have easily been in just the good category. Like that thing's fucking dope, but
Yeah.
it's a face tattoo, and I'm like, that is a face tats
That's
are bold moves, man.
that's dedication. And I imagine like sitting through that, like not, I mean, I'm sure it felt really good, but the vibration on your skull and your head, like that's the thing that's always like got me about like the headpieces is like for a couple hours, like you'd think that you'd start to get nauseous or something from all the vibration.
Oh, I don't know. So I've tattooed like some actual heads, like the skull in the hairline.
Yeah.
Um, I've never tattooed a face, and I gotta wonder what it's like to apply the tattoo on a cheek. Like there's you're not
Yeah.
getting that counter resistance, and then like you said, if you're sitting there and somebody's just bearing down into your cheek right underneath your eye socket, um, yeah, killer tattoo. But
Yeah.
dude's
There are
got
some
balls.
people. Now, will you do face stuff? Like, I know there's some artists that won't touch face stuff because it's tricky, and they just it's also like super visible and permanent. And so, like, if you make a mistake, you know, is that something you do?
I don't really tattoo. So most of the places I don't tattoo is simply because um, I require the way I need to balance my hand to tattoo. Working in tight spaces doesn't suit me well. So it's for that reason, like I really don't do faces. I'll pass it off to somebody who has more experience. I don't do inside of lips or inside of ears or really fingers. But most of that is I just can't figure out how to situate my hands and my balance points to be able to do the best quality tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, if it was a young person, 18 and they have no tattoos and they want something tattooed on their head, I'm personally going to 86 that idea because I got to look at myself in the mirror.
It's like, yeah, dude, take a warm up lap before you go all in.
Dude, that's a perfect warm up lap. Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kudos to this guy. Awesome tattoo, but definitely falls under the crazy.
Yeah.
And then the next piece, again, could have easily been in the good or great category, but I was like, this thing is wild, man. So it's gotta go into the crazy category.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like that style of like I don't know what that's called when you kind of like make it look like the flesh is torn up and you can see in the
Rip
bottom.
out.
Rip out. Yeah. I don't know if that's my thing. Like, I don't like blood and gore all that much, but in terms of execution, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, the thing I was just thinking is so I put it under the crazy simply for I was kind of from a tattooing standpoint, I was like, that thing's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, what's the average person at a resort going to think? And their
Right.
mind is going to be fucking like they're going to be shocked
Yeah.
when that dude takes off his shirt and is floating in the lazy river, belly down, sipping on a fucking high noon.
Could you imagine?
I know, dude.
That would like ruin your vacation for a minute.
I know.
Did you ever watch the series Vikings?
Yes.
Yeah, so there was an episode on Vikings where the dude does a blood eagle on somebody where he like cuts through his back and pulls his lungs through his back, and that's what that reminds me of. That's like a blood eagle tattoo.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, this thing. Again, amazing. We've got the name. You can also go and find it at Stigmata Tattoo. Killer work, but
Yeah.
that is a shocking piece to be sporting. Love it though.
Yeah.
And then what more than likely will always be the favorite part of the podcast is onto the ugly.
I just noticed the one we were looking at these before the show, but I didn't actually get what the one on the left one was, and that's hilarious.
You got to look for it for a second.
Talk about subtle.
Dude, again, could be crazy, but the tattoo's just done poorly.
Well, and just the idea of like, could you like, you get design consultations. Yeah, this is what I want to get. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this consultation was done in the family room before they fucking hit the crack pipe and went into the kitchen.
What's nice though is he can change the tattoo. For instance, like if he shaves his pit, suddenly she's clean shaven, so you can vary it back and forth. One day she can have a bush, the next day she can be clean.
What's your choice? So one of the things that I haven't figured out is down on the legs, the rippled skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the hands are all jacked up, but I can't figure out this rippled skin. I'm like, did he mean that she was like pulling up garters, but there's no, like, the lines don't connect, so it just looks like she's pulling up saddlebag rippled skin to fucking spread her ass cheeks. I'm not quite sure.
That's creativity at its best. I mean, like, you take this is what I want. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. And then, folks, design idea and forethought of what it's going to look like, and also choosing an artist who can pull off realism.
Right.
Both of these failed. Off to the right, this guy has some version of a hand holding a terrible looking wiener now as his fucking tattoo.
Yeah, it doesn't even like if you look at the picture, like that whole like taking a picture and doing it as a tattoo, that is a very special skill. And it does not seem like this worked out the way that it should have. Like I get the concept, like it's something like, oh, that's cute. Like here's the baby holding my thumb, but it no, it just doesn't work at all.
No, and this is where like concept is, because at the end of the day, the tattoo is a copy of a copy. So you're always going to lose something in the tattoo. Like they should have known they were risking it to begin with. And then the fact that it was not done well is, yeah.
It's almost like this guy who came in must have pissed off the tattoo artist or something, because like if you look at like the angles wrong and like the hands, and then that picture, like from a placement standpoint, there's just not enough room there to put it. Now maybe it's on the guy's like watch hand or something so he can cover it up or something, but like yeah, that was just like a fail from start to finish, like in terms of like idea placement. And then yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that one.
Well, and I can't tell if it's the picture or what, but at the top of the thumb of the tattoo, the light source glare looks like a fucking drop of jizz. Like, I mean, this thing, that's a wiener, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if this wasn't somebody who who made him somebody really mad.
Yeah, I don't know, but this is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
We'll back it through. The crazy yet again could have been goods, and then the goods.
Yeah, I do have to appreciate the horses too. Those were like, I don't know if I'd ever do a face tattoo, probably not. But if you're gonna do it, they pulled it off. Like it fits. It looks good. Like yeah, it's a good tattoo. It's just that's dedication.
Yes, it is. All righty, my friend. That wraps up episode 2. Stay
Cool.
tuned, folks.
We'll see
Also,
you next week. Same time, same channel.
You got it. And if anybody has some tattoos they want to submit, please do so in the comments.
Cool.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.